Have you ever heard of a love so fierce it turned a princess to stone? Settle in, because today we're traveling to ancient Java to uncover the tragic legend of Roro Jonggrang and the 1,000 temples of Prambanan. Our story begins in the heart of central Java, where two mighty kingdoms, Penging and Prambanan, stood side by side. For years they coexisted in peace. But peace, as we know, can be fragile. The ambitious king of Penging, Bandung Bondowoso, was a man of immense power, not just in battle, but in the mystical arts. His ambition grew, and soon his eyes fell upon the prosperous kingdom of Prambanan. With a powerful army and supernatural allies at his command, Bandung Bondowoso launched a devastating attack. The kingdom of Prambanan, unprepared for such mystical warfare, fell quickly. Its king was slain in the conflict, and the entire kingdom was brought under Bondowoso's rule. Among the spoils of war was the king's daughter, the breathtakingly beautiful Princess Roro Jonggrang. The moment Bandung Bondowoso laid eyes on her, he was utterly captivated. Her grace and beauty enchanted him, and he desired her more than any kingdom. He approached the grieving princess and declared, "I have conquered your land, but it is your heart I truly wish to conquer. Marry me, Princess Roro Jonggrang, and you shall rule by my side as my queen." But Roro Jonggrang's heart was a storm of sorrow and rage. How could she possibly love the man who had destroyed her home and taken her father's life? The very sight of him fueled her hatred, yet she knew she couldn't refuse him directly. His power was immense, and his temper legendary. A direct refusal would mean certain doom for herself and her people. So, she devised a plan, an impossible task she was sure he could never complete. With a voice as sweet as honey, hiding the bitterness within, she replied, "If you truly wish for my hand, then you must prove the depth of your love for me. Build me 1,000 temples, all in a single night. If you can complete this task before the sun rises, I will consent to be your bride." A confident smile spread across Bandung Bondowoso's face. He saw this not as a challenge, but as a chance to display his magnificent power. "So be it," he agreed, unaware of the trap being set. As dusk settled over the land, the air grew thick with otherworldly energy. Bandung Bondowoso stood in the center of a vast, empty field and began to chant. He summoned his legions of spirits and demons from the underworld. With their supernatural strength and tireless energy, they began their work. Huge stones were lifted as if they were pebbles, and the ground trembled as temples began to rise from the earth with astonishing speed. Roro Jonggrang watched from her palace window, her heart pounding with growing fear. By midnight, hundreds of temples already stood silhouetted against the starry sky. Her clever plan was backfiring. He was actually going to succeed. Panic set in. She had to do something, and she had to do it now. In a desperate rush, she woke her maids and the remaining villagers quickly. She commanded, "Go to the east, light massive fires to create a false dawn, pound the rice mortar to mimic the sounds of morning chores, make the roosters crow." Her people, loyal to their princess, hurried to obey. Soon the eastern horizon began to glow with a warm orange light. The rhythmic pounding of rice echoed through the night, and roosters, tricked by the light and noise, began to crow loudly, heralding a new day. The spirits and demons, toiling away on the 999th temple, were completely fooled. Believing the sun was about to rise and burn them to ash, they abandoned their work and vanished back into the earth, leaving the final temple unfinished. Bandung Bondowoso, triumphant, turned to claim his prize, only to find one temple incomplete. Just one. As he realized what had happened, his love turned to pure, unadulterated fury. His roar of betrayal shook the very foundations of the temples he had just built. "You deceived me, Roro Jonggrang," he thundered, his eyes burning with rage. He pointed a trembling finger at the princess. "Your heart is as cold and hard as stone. If you will not complete my temple collection as my bride, then you shall complete it as a statue." With a final, powerful curse, he transformed the beautiful princess into a stone figure. She became the final, most exquisite statue, completing the 1,000th temple for all eternity. To this very day, it is said that the statue of Roro Jonggrang stands in the main chamber of Prambanan Temple, a timeless monument to a love that was never meant to be. Her beauty is immortalized in stone, a silent, cursed princess forever reminding us of a story of love, betrayal, and the tragic consequences of pride. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into legend. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the world of myths and folklore. See you next time.